In this video, we will learn about exception handling in Java. Now, in case of exception handling as a beginner, you will find there are three possible cases. One of the first possible cases might be what to do when you face an exception. Now, whenever you face an exception, you need to use the try-catch block. That is, try the code and then catch the exception, right? So let us follow this syntax and let us try to modify our code. So inside the IntelliJ IDE, at this point of time, we were facing the exception, right? Now, let us do one thing. Right after this statement, int array equal to some value, let us use the keyword of try, try, give it a space, and start the block using the curly bracket open. And then close the curly bracket right after the statement of this print statement, right? And then after the block, use the catch keyword. And as a parameter of this method, you need to use our exception. Now in our case, we were actually getting array index out of bounds exception. So what we can do within the catch block, we need to write this exception. Array index out of bound exception. You will get the option here. So let us select it, give it a space and give the variable name. Let's call it just exception, or you can give any name you want to, exception1, exception2 and so on, because this is the variable name. And then use the block again, and within the block you need to write your code, which is actually optional. If you want, you can write your code or leave it blank, but as of now I will simply write a print statement to print out what exception that we are getting. Copy it and paste it here. And now let us run the code. And now this time we are getting an exception, but notice here that the program end statement is getting executed. So this shows that even if we are getting the exception at this point of time, then also our program is being executed till the end, right? So this statement is executed. That simply means that our exception at this point of time is being handled. So program starts, then exception occurs, and then program ends, right? And now this was the case when we have an exception and we catch it within our catch block. Now, what if you have some important code that needs to be executed no matter if there is an error or not? So for that, at the end of the catch block, let us use finally keyword, finally, and then curly bracket open and close, and inside the block, let us write our own code. Now this time this code is again optional. But when you are writing the finally block, then you intentionally mean to write some code here. So I will use a simple print statement and I will define the finally block is always executed. So even if there is an error, this finally block will be executed. And even if there is no error, then also this finally block will be executed. Let us now test our code. So there we go, there was an exception and then finally block was also executed. Now let us try to give the valid index, let's say 0, and run the code. So this time again we get the element at index 0 as 3, and then again the finally block was also executed, right? So this was about the case 1. Now let us come to the case 2. What to do when we have multiple exceptions in our code? So for that purpose we need to use the multiple catch block. That is the name of the exception 1 followed by the pipe symbol, which is also known as the bitwise OR operator, followed by the another name of exception. So inside our code, suppose here I use int, let's say result equal to my array index of 0, or let's say 145 divided by 0. Now in Java, when we divide a number, let's say 45 by 0, we get some error known as divide by 0 error, or in short it is also known as the arithmetic exception error. So we cannot divide a number by 0 in Java, it will simply result in error. So let us revert it back to my array index of 1 that represent the number 45. Now let us run the code. And there we go, we get some exception. Our program started, but it never ended because of the exception of Java lang arithmetic exception, divide by 0 error. Now here in our code, we are actually handling array index out of bound exception here, right? But what about this arithmetic exception? So whenever we have multiple exception, we need to use the multiple catch block. What I'm trying to say is, right after the array index out of bounds exception, give it a space and then use the bitwise OR operator, right? And then again give it a space and use arithmetic exception. If you run the code right now, then our exception will be handled. So there we go. This time we are getting arithmetic exception, that is divide by 0 error. But if you notice here, our program successfully ended. That is, rest of the code was successfully executed. So similarly, if you have more number of exception, then you can simply use the pipe symbol in between the name of the exception and then go ahead with the multiple catch block in Java. And now let us come to our third and last case. That is, till now whatever exception that we saw, we were all aware of that. But what if you don't know the name of the exception? So in that case, we have a solution for that. Try the code and then catch the general exception class. So let me show you such scenario within the IntelliJ IDE. So here right after this try catch finally block, let me show you one more example. Let us use string s equal to, let's say, intern Shala. Now, as we all know, this statement is simply going to create an object. Let us assume s1, right? S1 is the object created inside the heap memory. Now, if I try to print out s dot length, so it will simply print out the length of our string. Now, what if we don't have a valid object? Suppose string s equal to null. Now, null is a keyword in Java that means no object. Or you can say there is no valid object being created inside the heap memory. So this reference variable of s is not pointing to any object because we have null keyword here. So when we try to use s.length, it simply means that we are calling the length method on the null object or the no object. So if we try to perform any operation on the null object, then we get some exception. So let us try this code out. So here we get some exception, Java lang null pointer exception. If you click on the blue link, it will take you to the line where the exception has occurred. So at this point of time, we got some exception. Now suppose we don't know what exception can occur at this point of line. So in that case, you don't always need to remember the name of the exception, which is null pointer exception in our case. So here in our code, what we can do, we can simply use try the code and then while catching the exception, use the catch keyword and simply use the general exception word, this one. And give it a space, use the variable name, let's say ex as per your wish, and then write our code. This time I am just printing out the variable of ex, right? Now let us now run the code. Now still our program is working perfectly fine. Program ends has been executed in spite of Java lang null pointer exception which occurred just now. So always remember, whenever you don't know what kind of exception we can get in the runtime, so you can simply use exception space ex. So here in this case as well, instead of array index out of bound exception and also the arithmetic exception, you can simply use the exception keyword or the class name, right? Like this. But trust me, this is not the recommended approach. When you know what type of exception is going to occur, then always use the specific class of exception that we are using here, right? So this was all about the demo video of the exceptional handling in Java. Are you guys ready for the quiz now? So here is the question for you. Which exception is known as the $1 billion mistake? Answer in the comment section below. One lucky winner would receive an exciting Intern Shala trainings merchandise. Hope you enjoyed learning about exception handling in Java. This video is a part of Intern Shala Training's core Java training program. And to learn the basic concepts of Java and object-oriented programming, visit the link in the description. To learn exciting new concepts and skills on the go, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to stay tuned.